Okay. Mic check 1, 2. Hopefully you can hear me. Somebody in the booth tell me if they can hear me, please. Okay. All right, everybody. Welcome to Alicia Reece Soul Food, food for the soul. Let me get this microphone together here. All right. Welcome to Alicia Reece Soul Food, food for the soul. And they said we're on. Okay. Make sure that when you look at it, it is public because sometimes we have a problem with the stream. It doesn't go public. So we want to make sure. I want to thank everybody who's listening to us on 103.1 FM and 1050 AM. And just as I thought, I'm going to have to make this public. I don't know why it keeps going private because the people want to be able to see us. Okay. See if we got that fixed there, hopefully. Okay, yeah, we are live, we're public, and we're ready to rock and roll. I'm still recovering from my birthday, y'all. Still recovering. And we've been doing some new things with Alicia Reece Soul Food. We're streaming on multiple platforms. Let's see what happens. Hopefully, everyone can see it. I'm going to go to Alicia Reece Soul Food. Ask all of you to please share, and share. Those who are watching us on. Let's see. I don't see it on Alicia Reece Soul Food. Let's see where we at here. Okay, yeah, we're on. Okay, everybody. We're on. First of all, I want to thank everybody that came out for my birthday celebration last week. We had a ball. I want to thank you because it was raining last week. It started raining. And, we didn't know, hey, if people coming out, I said, if no one comes out, I'm going to come out and I'm going to dance. But guess what? People were there. The party started at 7 o'clock. I'm told people were there at 5:45 p.m. at Park Place. Get big shout out to Park Place Restaurant in Forest Park. Let's give a big round of applause. Thank you to the owners for hosting us. And, Forest Park. He said, girl, you was out in Forest Park. Yes, I am a county commissioner and I have 49 municipalities. And Forest Park is one of them. And so I was happy to be out in Forest Park and happy to be at Park Place. And I probably need a little bit of water if anybody hears me over there in the booth. Need a little water. But we were at Park Place. We had a great, great time. It was theme was boots on the ground. So yes, I had my hat on. I had my boots on. And I had a grand time. And maybe a little later on, we might be able to put one of the photos up. But we had a ball. And the fans were out there. Yes, we were popping those fans. I'm trying to see if I can find one of those photos so you all could see. But yeah, it was a group. We had a huge group and they were popping the fans. We'll see. Maybe we'll be able to get that on a little bit later. I'm sending photo over. Maybe we can get that on so you can see. But let me tell you, thank you, DJ Andy and the line dancers. You guys were incredible. And there was classes. We need classes, y'all. We need classes because they got so many dances now. And they're not down to one song. We're not down to one song. You know that song that comes on to do. I keep jamming. That used to be like the only line dance. Then they came out with Cupid Shuffle. I mean, they got everything. I mean, Luther Vandross, what is it, Bad Boys or whatever, that's got to dance. I mean, everything's got to dance. Marvin Gaye's got to dance on his songs. The OJ's songs, they got a dance. Living for the Weekend. That was when I was in tourism, deputy director, assistant director of tourism. I said the theme of the campaign has to be living for the weekend after the OJs. And we had living for the weekend. Now they got a whole dance to that. Line dance. They line dancing to every single song you can think of. And I'm excited. I've got my own line dance. Thank you to Big Rob. He premiered my own line dance. Y'all could go to my page. We're going to Actually, we need to put that on my Alicia Reece Soul Food. We'll put the reel on the recap for the birthday. So y'all like my page, Alicia Reece Soul Food. We'll put that reel on there, and you'll get to see. I got my own line dance, guys, and mine's is easy. Okay, we'll teach you how to do it. It's very very easy because I can't do all those steps. Boom 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 and twist and turn and all that. Um, and we have our own line. There it is. There's the cake. Shout out to Graders. I went to Graders and designed my own cake. And look at, oh man, they party and they see the pictures. Those who are watching us on online, you can see we had a great, great time and lots of partying. So I want to thank all my supporters. I want to thank my family. I want to thank my friends. I want to thank Park Place. I want to thank the YOLO band. There I am with the fan. Where them fans at? Yeah. I did it before the first lady, former first lady, Michelle Obama. She's doing it now. I was doing it. I did it. Where them fans at? Yeah, we're getting it. So y'all get them fans. I got my own fan. Thank you to Reese and her company. They do the fan. She had a fan with my picture on it, and I was popping it. Wop, 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 wop. We had a great time, and you all can look at last week's show. Go to our page, Alicia Reece Soul Food. You can see the actual fan. It was just, it was amazing. Had a great time. Want to thank everyone that came out. Tracy Dillingham, shout out to her from the Reese team, and Jackie Taggart Boyd. They kind of took the lead on this and got the things moving. And then I want to thank Erica and Veda for my team, and yeah, my Dr. Reese was there. He went all the way down to the ground. He got the new knees now. He got those new knees. And he was said, man, I didn't know your dad could get down like that. I said, man, he got brand new knees. So shout out to the doctors. The knees worked. He went all the way to the ground. We had a great time. My sister Tiffany and my brother-in-law LaDante and my cousin Cynthia and Rashid and so many others, Donnie, so many people from my family came out as well. And yeah, and I sang. So hey, y'all, I'm gonna put sang on me, but I really did. I sung. Okay, I sung a few little lines here and there. I had a great time. They let me sing with them, and hopefully I stayed on key. And we had a great time. And shout out to Bo and Bobby from Midnight Star showed up as well, and just everybody, Miss Viola and all the seniors and all the line dancers, all the people popping fans. It was just incredible, incredible experience. So y'all could go to my page, Alicia Reece Soul Food. You'll see the recap video and all the fun. And we packed that place out. Somebody said, man, they had to park all the way by Popeyes in order to get in there. And it was packed. So, yes, people said, did anybody come out? Oh, man, it was packed. It was packed. And saw a lot of my friends from even back in the day, you know, Karen Pieface Jones and my good friend KK came out. And that meant so much to me. KK has had issues with her feet and amputation. She came out with the boots on. She had the real boot on the ground and she was partying. She said, we're going to take it back. All my roller skaters, Golden Skates was in the building. It just was a great, great affair. And I appreciate every single person. I can't name everybody because it was super packed. We'll be here 2 or 3 shows, me trying to name all the people was there. But I want to also thank Pastor Damon Lynch III was in the house. He was there. And of course, Lincoln Ware and Mrs. Ware. So the Bulldogs were in the house. The Woodward Bulldogs, you know, as we would say. And also now, you know, Withrow was in the house. And we had our Vice President of Alumni Affairs, Carol Mitchell Lawrence, part of the Reese team, and Nichelle Bolden representing Withrow and Orlando from my class. And Carmen Thomas has been my friend and classmate all the way from first grade. And she was there and helping make sure everything's right. Want to give a big shout out to Al Chang from the Reese team. Al Chang, he made sure we not, He said, I ain't leaving till you leave it. And we're going to make sure you're secure. Want to thank him for that. Chicago was in the house. I mean, just so many people. I mean, I could go on and on and on. Cordless, thank you so much. You know, Cordless, she's a fashionista. She was in the building. And Kathy Ingram, Senator Kathy Ingram had stopped by. And it was just a great, great, great affair. It was just, I mean, I just wish it could be this week. Again, I want to rerun. I want to run it back, as they would say. But I had a really, really, really good time. Romaine Jones, works with the Black Music Walk of Fame and film students and teacher extraordinaire. She just got featured in the magazine Movers and Makers, and just want to thank her also for being there. So we just had so many people there. I mean, it was off the chain. I just can't describe it. I mean, it's raining, but people that come out there and they were dressed and ready to party, and everybody had such a great time because I know I did, and didn't talk no business, just having a great, great time and thanking God for another year. So I just want to thank God because He didn't have to give it to me. He didn't have to give it to me. Some people didn't make it to my age, and He didn't have to give it to me. So 54 years strong. And, I look back, I said, now, I started in this whole political thing when I was 27. And I remember someone said something, I can't remember, the other day, they had misinformation. And they said, oh, man. I said, now, you would have caught the 27-year-old Alicia Reece. The 54-year-old Alicia Reece on a whole different mission. I'm on a mission to please God. I'm not on a mission to please man. I'm on a mission to please God. So whatever you say, I can't take it right now. I got to wait and hear from what does God want me to do, because He didn't have to give me 54 years. He just didn't have to do it. And I want to say happy birthday, belated birthday to my niece, Brianna Reece. And she is my second oldest niece. She had a birthday. And today we got a big birthday. Councilwoman, former vice mayor, Withrow High School teacher extraordinaire, Linda Childs Jeter. It's her birthday, y'all. It's her birthday, Miss AKA. It's her birthday. Y'all give it up. Yeah, give it up. Former cheerleading coach at Withrow High School and everything. Withrow Tigers, stand up. Tiger in the house. So I want to say happy birthday to her as well. Get my little mic back. I messed around and messed it up. See, that's what happens when you're streaming and green screening as well. Okay, so we got some great things. Princess Hearns is checking in online. Thank you so much for checking in. We really appreciate you for checking in and all of your support. She's down at the Cincinnati Black Music Walk of Fame, 24 karat black, and you can check her out. And oh yeah, Miss Child says she's 25 again. 25 again. Except y'all wanted to know how old she is. She's 25 again. She's ready to do those splits that she used to do every time she would have cheerleading tryouts. And people would say, oh, what does she know about cheering, right? She hit the splits on them and everybody gets silent. As then she start cutting people. You can't be on the team. You ain't ready. So happy birthday, Mrs. Childs. We love you. We love you. We love you. Also today, the Lincoln Heights Health Center, which was started by the one and only Dr. Dolores. We love you. And they're going to name it after her. They're going to name it after her today. So you all could go out and check it out. And the building will be renamed, and we'll be celebrating all that she has done in the healthcare field. Saved a bunch of lives, visionary, building this health center in Lincoln Heights, and create a whole new health system, and that is to be commended. So Want to give a big shout out to her. Also, this weekend, a couple things coming up. I hear music, y'all. I hear music. I hear music in the air. Tracy Artists, and they've got a concert, as you can see up here. They've got a big concert at Corinthian Baptist Church. They've got a workshop going on right now with artists and Inspiration 1050 WGRI 103.1 FM. They're there right now at the workshops because it's also the National Conference of Gospel Music, Gospel Radio. The National Conference of Gospel Radio is in the house. And yeah, I'm so glad to have that conference here and also in radio. I've been in radio. This is my 30th year, actually, guys. I've been in radio and broadcast. I started in college. So that's my connection. That's why I love radio. Before we had a thing called podcasting. And so now we radio and podcasting. And big shout out. See Shirley checking in. She was there as well. Shirley Love was in the building. She's checking in with us online. Thank you. And yes, she says, yes, congratulations. Zone 15, Dr. Dorothy. All right, y'all. We got a lot to talk about. Get your pad and pen. And next week, we're going to get back to our health segment. We're going to hopefully have someone on to talk about asthma. All this pollen in the air. My grandmother, it's near and dear to me because my grandmother passed away and she had asthma really, really bad. And back then in the West End, they didn't care anything about environmental justice in the West End. There was no such thing. There was no justice for Black and brown communities. They didn't care. We had an incinerator. That's what we did. We didn't have you put the garbage out. Girl, I got to run and get this garbage can out on Tuesday or Thursday or Monday before the garbage truck comes and we run outside and make sure it gets there. That's not what we had. We didn't have recycling bins and everything. We had an incinerator right in the inner city. They didn't take it way out like Rumpke, take it way out. No, they did it right there next to where the people lived. And I was, staying over my grandmother's house sometimes. She tell me to take the garbage out. I go over to the incinerator. She said, make sure you don't fall in there. And we would throw it in there and be fire. I thought it was the boogeyman when I was little. I said, I'd be hurry up and throw it in here, the boogeyman, because it'll open up. It's like it's open up the mouth and there's a whole bunch of fire. But it was the incinerator. And I don't know. It might need to be a class action lawsuit or something because something had to happen with all those particles, parcels, and all that stuff in the air back then. So we're gonna talk about asthma. We got more kids with inhalers and adults. When you go to the doctor, now first thing they want to do is give you an inhaler. Everybody's walking around with an inhaler, but we want to find out what's going on with the asthma and the air quality, because I get headaches quickly whenever it rains or it's dreary outside or, all these kind of things, people's allergies. This is just bad. The air quality is horrible. So we're going to talk a little bit about that next week. So we'll put that on. That'll be part of our health segment with Interact for Health. Our health segment for Interact with Health. Want to give a shout out to Raquel Howard, the CEO of the Greater Cincinnati YWCA. They held their Women of Achievement Awards this year. And I want to congratulate all the women that were honored this year. It was incredible. And I'm excited to be a part of it. Last year, they call it the Academy. Welcome to the Academy. So I'm happy to be a part of the Academy and be able to welcome the new group to the Academy. Welcome to the Academy and congratulations. Thank you all. And it was just a great, great event. The national CEO of the Urban League was the speaker, and she dropped a lot of knowledge. And so, especially with times like this where we are in a fight, a different type of fight. So there are a couple dates I want you guys to put, because, we come on here and we got to bring all the information. We can't just leave out with information. Now, someone called our office and said, we need Alicia Reece talking about voting. I always talk about voting. Now, I am not on the ballot this time, okay? not on the ballot, but there is an election. There are local elections in all the municipalities. There are some school levies that are on the ballot right now as well. And so elections happen. Early voting is right now at the Hamilton County Board of Elections. You can go to the Norwood location where our Hamilton County Early Vote Center is. They've got extended hours this week for early voting. And after that, you have to vote at your polling location. This is called the primary. This is the mayoral primary. So for Cincinnati. So get out and vote, exercise your right to vote. And you can go to the League of Women Voters website to find out in your area what is on the ballot. But don't go to the ballot saying, "Where's Alicia Reece?" I'm not on that ballot. Y'all elected me last year, and I'm in for 4 years. 4 years. So the next presidential cycle, I will run for reelection. But I want to thank you all. 218,338 votes. Now, some people don't like me saying that. Why she say that? Because a lot of times when we get elected, people get elected, they forget about who put them in. They forget about the votes it took for them to get there. So I say it all the time because I understand that when I go there, I'm not representing me. Y'all already voted for me. It's not about me. Y'all put me in. Now it's about me representing you. 218,338. And let me tell you, it was not easy. They tried every trick in the book. They were trying to send me home like they sent Kamala home. They were trying to do it in a way by tricking you to stay home and be quiet. Oh, she got it in the bag, girl. I ain't got to go out there. I ain't got to do no work. I ain't got to vote. She got it. Let me go on to sleep. Let me go on and do what I'm. So then you wake up and say, how did this happen? But we did not fall for it. As my commercial said, they tried to pull a fast one on us, but we didn't let it happen. And so some people ain't happy. The ones that thought they were going to pull a fast, and oh man, whenever I say how many votes I got, you can look at their faces. They mad. We didn't get her. We didn't get her. Because they said everything. They was going to burn me to ashes. They was going to make sure that I didn't get elected. They claimed God had told them not that my leadership ain't no good, and they got me. I said, wait a minute. The God I serve, he calls me direct. I talked to him direct. And he didn't tell me that. But we now know that everybody that say they talking to God, it don't be God. So you got to go direct. You got to hear it from him direct. And so that's why I always say 218,338 votes, because that's who I got to represent. That's who brought me to the party. That's who brought me here. That's who hired me. That's who gave me the job. So I got to represent them. Okay. So I wanted to say that because people get, I'm going to keep saying it because we worked hard for them votes. It was hard. They was pulling up signs. They were saying, don't give her no money. They was whispering, we got her now. And they were saying if we get her, we could tear down all the stuff that was helping the people. And if we get her now, we can shut her up. I even did an interview one time, and the guy said, just recently, he said, after all this, we thought you would have quit. We thought you would have gave up. We thought you would have burned out. Are you still around? And I smiled, and I said, it's all God. Now, I ain't going to say it's easy. I ain't going to say that. It's hard to go to work every day knowing you against the odds. It's hard to walk into the belly and the fire every single day. It's hard to stand up sometimes by yourself. It's hard to go in there and it looks like it's 25 people working against your 2 people or 3 people. It's hard, and you still feel like I got to stand for the people, right? People hit me like, what about a 2-to-1 vote? I mean, they voted against you. No, you voted against 218,338 people that went with me. It's not about me. I've already been hired. The people hired me. It's about me now going in and make sure I stand up and protect the people. So we got a couple dates I want y'all to put down. Date number 1, May 12th. If you are a small business, okay, We have a office of small business. That's something that I fought for, I recommended, and it was passed. We have the first ever office of small business in Hamilton County's 234 plus history. We do have a small business day. It's going to take place on May the 12th. It's going to be at Cintas Center, at the Cintas Center. We got over 900 small businesses have already RSVP'd. Y'all better get in. It's free, but you got to get in. Have y'all noticed every time I bring y'all something, it's free? I had a birthday, it's free. Cincinnati Black Music Walk of Fame, go down there right now. Every day, it's free. Cincinnati Black Music Walk of Fame induction ceremony and celebration is free. Now here I am talking about Small Business Day, and it's what? Free. So y'all take advantage of this. It ain't always been like this. Don't act like this is how it's been. It has not. 513 Relief Bus, it's free. Bringing free services to you. Because I want to make sure everybody can benefit and participate. So small businesses, don't call me after May 12th talking about I need some help and you need to meet us down at the Cintas Center, 9 a.m. If you know a small business needs some help, be there May 12th. I can't help you on May after that. You come calling me after it's over. Put it on your calendar, May the 12th. All decision makers, all the people with the contracts, all the people with the help, whatever help we got, that's where it is. If it's not there, we ain't got it. So you ain't got to call me and say, they couldn't help me. Well, that's where it is. They done ran you through the system. There's things that they can and cannot do. But if you can have a chance to get some help, that's where you need to be. The Cintas Center, that's a Monday, I believe, May 12th. Don't get back. Say, man, I didn't know because, Mondays is hard for me. Well, you better make it easy for you if you want some help with your small business or either get a chance to talk to some people who can help you. It's May the 12th. I believe it starts at 9 a.m., but you got to go to 513relief.org to RSVP. 513 RE 513 relief RELIEF.org in order to RSVP. Okay, so put that on the calendar, put it in the church announcements, because y'all got a lot of small businesses in your churches. Get the word out. All I can do is do the best I can to get the word out. Help me. Number 2, 513 day, right? That means May 13th. The very next day will be at Corinthian Baptist Church. We won't be there with the bus to help anybody. But what we will be is giving the annual report of the 513 Relief Bus. Now, we came all the way from this show with the governor being on here, talking about how we can get help to the people, get the COVID shots. We said, wouldn't it be nice to have a big old bus? We didn't have nothing to look at. God sent me Hampton University online, what they had, an RV. I jumped in a plane in the middle of coronavirus, went down to Hampton, didn't know anybody because I went to Grambling. I didn't go to Hampton, but I went on down to Hampton. God sent me the dean. The dean came out, said, can I help you? I introduced myself, and she gave me the playbook and said, God told me to give you this. I brought the playbook back home. I dusted it off and added the economics because hers was COVID shots. I said, this will be a new way that Hamilton County does business. We will bring the resources to the people instead of the people trying to find the resources, the economic resources, the health resources, and we'll do it free. There'll be no copays. It will be all free. And so we've done over $100 million in rental assistance and other assistance. We had ARPA money. We help people. We help senior citizens. We now have 30 plus partners that's with us. A lady came to the bus, was 78 years old, had something on her record when she was 18, but she was too ashamed, didn't know who to talk to. Came to the bus. The public defenders were on our bus that day. She said they met with her with dignity in class. And she said she wished she had done this over 20 plus years ago. They were able to erase her record. And now she's able to move on. There's a lot of things that came through there. We got cancer. Cancer, you can come on there and get tested for cancer on the bus. Young people were able to get physicals at no charge so they can be able to get a job this summer. So this is unprecedented. A lot of times when I do stuff, they say, what Reece is doing is unprecedented. I want to tell y'all, share this with everybody. Everything I do is unprecedented because God is unprecedented. So when I do something, yeah, it's unprecedented because for 234 years, you've been down here leaving people out. 234 years, you have been down here locking people out. 234 years, you've been collecting taxes from everybody, but everybody could not participate. For 234 years, you've been giving away the house, writing the blank checks. But to all the everyday working people, they couldn't get no kind of break. So yes, God's work is unprecedented. So the 513 relief bus is unprecedented. Cincinnati Black Music Walk of Fame, there's nothing like it in the whole world. That what we got is unprecedented. The type of small business day we do with the deal room and all that, that's unprecedented. We hadn't done that in Hamilton County. We got a whole room that if you ready to do business and they ready to do business and the paperwork is right and it makes sense, you could cut the deal that day. That's unprecedented. This ain't no leaflet fair. You just come in and get some brochures. So May 12th, Cintas Center. May 13th, we're at Corinthian Baptist Church with our report. And the report got to start where we started from. But they say we started from the bottom. We started with resistance. We started with nobody said it could be done. We started where I had to get on a plane in coronavirus. They told me don't wear no mask back then. So I'm out there with the elements. We had to bring it back. We had to convince them. We had to get the votes. Then I had to go to these locations to show the people it can work because it never been done before, so you didn't know what to expect. Now we had over 200 locations. It's unprecedented, but we're going to give a report. And we got a lot of partners. And we'll be at Corinthian Baptist Church with the full report. So Cintas Center on the 12th, the state of small businesses, the deal rooms, connecting people. At least you'll have a chance to connect somebody who's looking to fill a contract. Now it's up to you if you go sell yourself. Now you go there, you don't sell yourself, that's on you. We put you in the same room. And then the next day, we're at Corinthian Baptist Church. Next on your list, July 26th. People have asked me, are y'all going to do the Walk of Fame? Was it just the 1 year birthday? Was it just the grand opening? No, it's every year. It's annual. Annual. Put that in your head. Annual. It's a tradition. We'll be at the Cincinnati Black Music Walk of Fame. And I love when I put in Google now, when you want to get to you can put it in your Google Maps now, your navigation. You put our address, you put in Cincinnati Black Music Walk of Fame, it come right up and give you directions. And what's the little lady from Siri and what's the other one from Amazon? They come up with their little voices. You have now arrived to the Cincinnati Black Music Walk of Fame. It's almost incredible. So now, Cincinnati Black Music Walk of Fame, very important. On the Ohio River. I got to get y'all information so y'all can speak up because I can't be there all the time. A lady called our meeting the other day, misinformed, don't know. I mean, it was terrible. Accusing me of doing something that accused me of voting for something I didn't even vote for. And talk about I got to fix it. I mean, so our people get confused. And what did I tell y'all? Don't get confused and you will not lose. And sometimes I just got to laugh because, it's like the teacher in class. We can teach, but everybody doesn't pass the final exam. So we are teaching, and that's what I'm doing. at the county. I'm teaching you how county government works because we didn't know how to work. We wasn't over there. Kept us out for 234 plus years. We don't know what they've been doing over there. All we doing is paying our taxes. So I'm trying to teach everybody what they actually do. So the Cincinnati Black Music Walk of Fame is only a half an acre out of 198 acres that is on the Ohio River called the Banks. Now, the slaves had run all the way to the edge in Kentucky, and they had one choice: jump in the river and swim across, or be taken back into slavery or killed. They had no swim lessons. I want y'all to remember this. Had no swim lessons, didn't have no swim cap, had to worry about their hair. They jumped in that river and said, I'd rather try to get to freedom than to turn back to bondage. So they jumped in. Some did not make it. Some drowned. But some did make it across some kind of way, some way, somehow. What they say, how I got over, as the song would say. And they got over to the Ohio River, and they were lived on the banks, what's called the Banks. There was an area called Bucktown. You go down there now, you can't find Bucktown nowhere. Can't find no sign nowhere. And they said they could live there, even though you're free now. We're going to give you subpar. You can live down there because it's in the floodplain. Y'all remember we just had a big flood, 60 feet. That's where they were living. Can you imagine them living there and 60 feet of water comes? I'm not talking about flooding the house. I'm talking about them laying down on the ground. So they say, yes, you can live there because it's a floodplain. But then when they discovered that we can build garages, and if we build these garages, we can put stadiums and restaurants and all this, it becomes valuable land because the garages are in the floodplain, but it doesn't hit these other areas. So now we got we got a football stadium and a Major League Baseball stadium on each end. We've got restaurants, etc., because it is valuable, because we built the garages. So in this last flood, the garages got flooded because it's designed to get flooded. And so out of that, we have the Cincinnati Black Music Walk of Fame. A part of it is in the flood. When you walk in the front at the bottom, it's in the floodplain, but then it goes up. We had to build that garage. Remember, y'all? That's what made the project. That's what put the money on the project, was the garage that had to be built. So the garage is built, and thank God that the water came to the front at the bottom, but God allowed it not to come in and destroy the Cincinnati Black Music Walk of Fame. So it is still up, but it's only a half acre. To give you some context, it's the least expensive thing down there in terms of a project. We have a project right now for tailgate space that cost us $30 million for tailgating. That's to give you a little. So when they start talking about Black Music Walk of Fame, it's a half an acre out of 198 acres. It's less than the lot we just bought just for tailgating at $30 million. And then it's paid for with hotel motel tax, right? And some parking revenue. And all you got to do is look at the music festival. It brings in over $107 million in economic impact every year. They've been doing it for 50 years, and we never reinvested. So that's just a drop in the bucket. So nobody who's paying, it doesn't take your homeowner tax. It don't take none of that. It's paid for by the out-of-towners who stay in a hotel room. So that makes sense. So we bringing in money, okay? Then they said, well, how many people have gone down to the Cincinnati Black Music Walk of Fame? That's how they get it. We built it, but anybody coming down there? Well, they've got clickers, y'all. Real numbers. And guess what the real numbers are as of March? 229,000 visitors. Our goal for July 26th, put this on your calendar, is to get to 250,000. Will you help us make history? Will you come down and help us make history? So we're asking you to come down to the Cincinnati Black Music Walk of Fame. I know we've got another thing, but I think I'm going to hold that to next week. I'm going to keep going because I'm on a roll. Put Saturday, July 26th on your calendar, everybody, for the Cincinnati Black Music Walk of Fame. We're wearing all white. We're wearing all white again. Make sure you got something that, not too hot, because we inside and outside. Inside and outside. So don't get too hot. That's why we in white. Bring them fans. Where them fans at? Help us hit the record. We're going to show them. 250,000 people. I'm looking for the 250,000th person to come to the Cincinnati Black Music Walk of Fame. Saturday, July 26th. Yes, I see the numbers for my interview. I'm going to hold up on the interview for until next week because I got to get into this one little thing before I leave. We'll get that interview next week. I'm sorry. The spirit got a hold of me. And I had so much information to give y'all because next week I got to talk about health issues. Now, let's get to the Bengals lease, everybody. They want to know about it. And I want y'all to go to my page. Everybody should like my page, Hamilton County Commissioner Alicia Reece. Get the right page because the other one doesn't have hacked. Hamilton County Commissioner Alicia Reece. I break down everything that's in the Bengals lease. I'll make it real quick because I only got a few minutes to break this down to collard greens, cornbread, so you understand what's going on. Number one, 1997, voters of Hamilton County went to the polls. You voted for 2 stadiums to be built. One for the Reds, one for the Bengals. The county would own it. Taxpayers, y'all own it. And the Reds ownership is a tenant. And the Bengals ownership is a tenant. So Hamilton County taxpayers, you're the landlord. 1997, do your math, people. I wasn't even in politics. I didn't even get into politics. I didn't run for office until 1999. That's why it's important how big these decisions that have been made. In this, after y'all voted, then they got together with Hamilton County officials that were around during that time, and they hired a so-called expert that's supposed to have done all these NFL deals, and they got behind closed doors. You didn't know nothing about it. Got behind closed doors because they had sold you that if you passed it, they would give you 30% rebate on your property taxes. So a lot of people say, well, I might not like football, but I sure would like to get a break. So you voted for it. However, when they put the lease together and they put the binding document together, they never put 30%. They only put that it would be a rollback. That's it. Never said how much. Then when you go inside, they've got 3 commissioners that signed the lease. You didn't even know nothing about the lease. You just happy you voted for 2 stadiums. The people that signed it was Mr. Bob Bettinghouse, Mr. Dowling, and Mr. Nyer. They were the commissioners that signed it. Now remember, this was 1997. I wasn't even in politics. Why am I dealing with something from 1997? Because they made it where it would be binding no matter who got elected. So that's why it's important for these leases. They went on with the lease, and everything in the lease, they covered every section. And the Bengals ownership defeated the taxpayers. How did they defeat them? Well, 94% of all cost, according to this lease, is the responsibility of who? The taxpayers of Hamilton County. And they are only responsible for 6%. Now, as far as the revenues, they get almost 98% of it. That's in the lease. They don't pay rent. They paid rent for like 9 or 10 years. They don't pay it anymore. Every year it went down. We pay for the gas and electric. We pay for the water. We pay for the upkeep. We pay for everything. They put no money down for the stadium. So it belongs to the taxpayers when the bills come, and it belongs to them when the revenue comes. It's in this lease from 1997. Now, in the lease, it says that by 2025 of June 30th, that's this year, they have the option to extend this particular lopsided, one of a kind, never offered to any other NFL team in America. They get to keep this lease from 1997, and they can keep it for 2 years, and then 2 more years. They can do that 5 additional times. That's 10 years. But they had to let us know by June of this year, because the lease expires June of next year. So that's why it's a whole lot of scramble on it. Now, you, the taxpayers, at least the ones I've been hearing from, y'all said you want a better lease. Y'all got so mad that y'all voted one of these commissioners out of office. Because you said, I'm mad as I don't know what. I got to get somebody, and y'all fired and voted out one of the commissioners. And that's when Todd Bertune was elected to the county commission, because he ran against this lease. So now the Democrats, we're here. Those were 3 Republicans. Now the Democrats are here. And so now what they're trying to do is get our names on a bad lease so that they can say it ain't the Republicans, it's the Democrats. Now, Democrat, Republican, Independent, bottom line is I got to get a better lease for the taxpayers. But it's hard when they already at 94%. So we then said, okay, Jeff Aludo, who's our administrator, they hired some people. They got some lawyers. They claim they experts. Well, that's what the last guy said. He was an expert. So I said I would vote for them to go in and try to negotiate a better lease, a more equitable lease, a more fair lease, to take the burden off the backs of the taxpayers, because that's what y'all asked me to do. So they went in, they had a whole bunch of meetings. I'm not in all the meetings. A lot of little meetings happening. A lot of little meetings, y'all. And I got to go in and ask, wait a minute, I heard through the grapevine. Did y'all have a meeting on this? Did y'all have a meeting on that? Whole lot of backdoor meetings that I'm trying to stop. So then they come back to us, not with a new lease. I told them, go get a new lease and cut the cost. That was what I voted on. They come back with a memo, not a new lease, a memo. They call it Memorandum of Understanding. A memo. And they said we got to hurry up and vote for this memo. And so the memo came in and it increased the cost. They asking us to put up $65 million more in addition to the 94% we already putting up. I told you to cut the cost. You done went in and came back with a deal bringing back some more money for the Bengals. Now, they'll say that the NFL is putting in a loan. It's a loan, y'all, to the Bengals. And then the Bengals put in a little bit of money, and then they want us. Well, what that got to do with us? Why are we putting in more money and we ain't got no deal, no lease? No lease. And they know I'm right. If you take what I'm saying and you put me in another body, right? You don't have it in the body that I'm in now. You would say, man, she's a genius, or he's a genius for asking the right questions. So then they get together and they pull out the records, and the records show that the Bengals, one of the people with the Bengals ownership, had told off the county administrator. I mean, told him straight off. And as a result, after he done got told off, now we come back with a memo that screws the taxpayers again. And then they went with everything they could say. They can say this and that, but in the memo, it says clearly in this memo, we're supposed to be getting a new lease, but in the memo, it says nothing in this MOU, nothing is intended to, nor shall be deemed or construed to alter the terms of the existing lease. You got to be reading, baby. Now, they ran out with a whole campaign. We did it. We did it. We working together. Alicia Reece is not for the Bengals. Wait a minute. I done voted for $39 million for new seats. And you told me if I voted for that, we'd get a new lease. I voted for this new grass irrigation. You said if I voted for that, we would get a new lease. All these things. I tried to come with a watch party for the people. Y'all told me, the NFL told me no. They did the Shador Sanders on me. Told me, got together and claimed I couldn't have nothing for the taxpayers. But then y'all came back with the same thing, a watch party, but now you charging the people $99. $99. And we jumping up talking about we went to NFL and what they just did to Shador Sanders with the prank calls and all that. Now we did it. No, we didn't do nothing. I ain't going to be screwing the taxpayers like that. I'm not going to send you no bad stuff and try to sell it off, even if that makes me unpopular in the building. So I'm unpopular in the building. So what? They don't like you. Well, these are the people that didn't want me there. It's 2-1. It was 2-1 before I got elected. What are you talking about? The 2 was already there. I came in later. I came in saying I'm shaking the place up. And guess what the money is paying for, y'all? Y'all money that they claim we did it. We did it. The money only because the NFL got, they said strings. Well, the NFL got strings. Well, let me tell you what the strings are. The 65 or 60 million plus dollars that we were slapping hands and jumping for joy and let's toast it up and we done screwed the taxpayers. Here's what it pays for. East and West Club vertical transportation. So only transportation in the East and West Club Lounge and the suite levels only. And then it goes on. East-West passenger elevator for the suites. Everything, suite seats, all these suites. Well, what does that mean? Well, the people that's up in the 300 section, we ain't got no good chairs for you. We ain't got no escalator that can get you there. We ain't putting nothing new in. It's only for the rich, the suites, the ones that they can charge extra money. They charge extra money. The NFL make the money. Y'all seen what happened with Shador. You seen what what is it? A coach, his son done got the phone number, done pranked a bunch of people. I mean, you see what's going on. And we jumping up talking, yay, we did it with the NFL. We did it with, and the NFL gave us less money than they gave these other teams. They give like $100 million or more. They only gave us 50 or 60 million in a loan to only fix up the suites. And guess what? We still ain't got no lease. I said, when we going to get to the lease? I've been talking about it for 2 years. Now we talking about, well, if the state do it. They met with the Speaker of the House. He gave him talking points to get on the radio, and he got on the radio and said he didn't go with us to get no money. And he's a Republican, but nobody's mad at him. Y'all up here mad at me because I want to stand up for the taxpayers who I'm elected. Now, I'm a fan. Don't get me wrong, man. I'm a fan. I'll buy a ticket. Let's go, who they, and all that. But now when you start talking about me elected to represent the taxpayers of Hamilton County, and remember, the only people paying for this is the taxpayers of Hamilton County. So if you from Kentucky, you from Dayton, Ohio, we appreciate you. I even know some people that's fans, they down in Florida, but they ain't got to pay this. Hamilton County is the one that's on the hook. So if you go to the grocery store, you go to the mall, you go buy some bubble gum, you got to pay for this. And we just have to have a better balance. Now, I understand the Bengal ownership. If I'm them, I'm holding tight to this lease. They don't make this no more, y'all. It's like a insurance policy that don't exist no more. They said, don't miss no payment. We got to hold this one because they ain't going to let us have this again. It's like those who signed up for their cell phone services when it first came out, and you got unlimited everything and one price. And every time you see them, they ask, you want to add a line? No, I got to stay with this. They don't make this plan no more. So I'm not mad at them, but I am concerned on our side when we go into a negotiation, who are we representing? We're supposed to be there representing the taxpayers. So what did we come out for the taxpayers? I sent you in to cut the costs on the taxpayers, and you came back adding to the cost, and then got mad at me because I done called you out for it. I don't care if I stand by myself. You ain't beat me. I got elected. I ain't been beat. 218,000 people done voted for me. I've already won. So to jump up, we beat her 2-1. No, you beat the taxpayers. You beat the taxpayers. And now you're trying to put it on the state. Well, the state got to come up with it. And if the state don't come up with it, we can't do it. No. We know something bad when we see it. Taxpayers ain't as dumb as everybody want them to be. They won't understand it. They don't get it. No, they get it. They've been calling my office. They got it. We sent you in to get a new lease. You came back with a memo. We sent you in to cut the costs. You came back adding to the costs and then wanted to celebrate. What are we celebrating? Getting screwed? Taxpayers, once again, got a short end of the stick. And they came with a whole PR thing. Every time I show up, they got a PR thing. And I want to be clear with everybody. We were elected individually. We are not a team. We were elected individually. You all had to elect us. It's like boxing. I got to get in the ring, and I don't run against my other two commissioners. They got somebody run against them, they got to beat, and I got somebody run against me, I got to beat. And I'm responsible to y'all. We ain't coming in. We're not walking in here like the Supremes. We're individuals. And we all got to be held individually accountable. So when I'm speaking on behalf of the people that elect me, and I hope they're speaking on people that elect them. But you're not going to shut me up. You're not going to muzzle me. I don't care if you grunt. I don't care if you grit your teeth. I don't care if you roll your eyes, because I came here on an assignment. And I'm just representing the people that elected me. Maybe people elected you want something different. I ain't mad about it, but I got to do what y'all elected me to do. So if you want to know more about the lease and understand it and break it down, you can go to my page, Hamilton County Commissioner Alicia Reece, and you can check it out. And let me say that the Bengals issue is not the only issue. I had a reporter stop me because she didn't like what I was saying. She didn't like that I didn't go along to get along. And she says to me, she said, Commissioner Reece, what can you do as just one commissioner? And you keep saying the same thing over and over. And I said, well, you keep reporting about the same issue over and over. But if you want to know what I did, go to my report to the people. Y'all can go online, get a copy. Please, y'all, get the report to the people, because I don't have a whole lot of time. We did the 513 relief bus, helped over 30,000 plus people. We've done the Cincinnati Black Music Walk of Fame, 229,000 visitors to come. We had a senior citizen fund that was 1 million, then 2 million. We helped a lot of seniors be able to stay in their home and pay their bills. I mean, it goes on. We did an office of small business, never had it before, helped over 2,000 small businesses, getting ready to help you again on May the 12th. We have an office of youth now, helping youth. Over 1,000 something youth done had jobs. I think it's 2,000 youth done had jobs. I mean, the list goes on. Veterans, y'all know how they was doing. The veterans, we done come in now, got more money to veterans than we ever did before. And by the way, we've got a Veterans Appreciation Day that had 2,000 veterans that got 3,000 veterans that got help. And we got another one coming very, very soon. So we can go on and on, but I'm running out of time, running out of hot sauce. Go to Hamilton County Commissioner Alicia Reece's page, like our page, like Alicia Reece Soul Food. We're bringing the hot sauce everywhere we go, and we're going to stand up, because who we trying to please? I'm trying to please God. Who I'm trying to be popular with? I'm trying to be popular with God. And we're going to keep working on his mission. Okay, everybody, until next time, we'll see you soon. I had another interview. We'll play that next week. And we're going to talk about this asthma. Until next time, y'all. Peace.